Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and have a nice day to our panel Dr. Nasira binti Muhammad Said. I am NURUL Aini Syakirah binti AZIZAN from SIL student. My matric number A17B0F51. Today, I would like to present my case study which is Logistic Challenges Affected by Single Logistics Syndrome Berhad. Before I go through, I would like to explain more detail about my organization training, which is Synkron Logistics Syndrome Berhad. Synkron Logistics Syndrome Berhad was established on 1978, which has grown from a small set to become widespread. The organization training is offer the high-quality transportation service to the customer. As we know, logistics is the most essential for the logistic transportation company especially. So, SKL also have the logistic needs such as cargo handling, warehousing, distribution, and also trucking services such as trailer, trucks, and also prime mover. So, do you know about ISO? ISO is one of the certificate that approached by the organization that can be that I can assume as the benchmarking to the another company. So, SKL also provided. SKL achieved ISO certificate provision of bonded and non-bonded transportation, warehousing service, and also container haulage service. Okay, for the next point in the background, SKL also provide the services to the customer. For instance, refrigerated, bonded and non-bonded trucking such as reefer truck that use of the SKL industry, and after that, dry bonded and non-bonded cross-border trucking that used by the long haul or is called the outstation department. I will explain after this. And is also engaged from Malaysia to the Singapore. And the next part is bonded and trucking flight like Qatar, ATC aviation service like Korea, and they have the big project shipment which is the Raya Air, Hanyu from Japan company, and lastly is about the container haulage service is located at Port Klang. Okay, next, SKL also provide the facilities that kinds of the warehousing, premise, EV, maintenance and repair, and also SKL Express that use the vans as the transporter. And lastly, for parts in the background of the organization industry, which is the environment. SKL is have very strategic location, and because it's engaged with the various of the transportation organization such as the Skynet, and also the main customer which is Easy Haul or is called the DHL KLIA, Schenker KLIA, and also PKT Logistics Syndrome Berhad. And SKL do the import and export activities to make sure the company runs smoothly. Next slide about scope of exposure and task execution. What I'm doing at my organization training? First, I will update the trip schedule like DTPS. It's called the Daily Trip Planning Schedule in the morning. Every single day, I need to update all the shipment into the system that used by the organization from Google Sheet into the DTPS system. It has two sessions. First, I need to key in the morning session before 10 a.m. and also evening season before 5 p.m. After I update the trip schedule, I will key in shipment ID and also available into the Easy Haul system, the system that monitor by the staff and operation team and also accounting department. After driver finish their jobs, they must update in live the unloading or loading process to the customer. Okay, the next task that we need to execute and I assume is very important and daily routine is about sorting document. Okay, for the sorting document after
after the settle the DO, I will sorting document refer by the date of the shipment, customer name, truck number, and so forth regarding the DTPS system. I will sorting from first. I need to issue the charge voucher for each shipment that request by the customer. For example, Schenker KLIA, Quenaga KLIA, UPS KLIA, DHL or Easy Haul KLIA. So after that, I will sorting the log sheet driver and also sort based on the DO from the customer, and anything else we have the supporting document like invoice, packing list, pickup note, and also the email we need to attach it. Not only that, I also issued the purchase voucher. I will issue for purchase voucher that request by the another person like staff, driver, maintenance, and repair for inspection purpose and so forth. So the purpose of the request PO to fill out, either they use diesel like BHP, Kiangli, Synergy or Petron station before they do the shipment, or we need to use for their purpose. Okay, for my last task that I execute, which is the SPDO. SPDO, at certain time I will issue the SPDO who was request to carry out their shipment for especially for outstation division. For instance, Angela, as one of the staff at outstation division, they will send by WhatsApp or direct to me, inform to open the SPDO. The purpose of the SPDO is to ensure the driver have extra document like DO before doing the shipment, while receive the customer booking by email. Challenges that I face at the organization and training, which is time constraint, because we know that the time is very precious and valuable to anyone, right? So during MCO, all documents that due by the driver must return back to the SKL as soon as possible, because the staff must key in by date. It's quite difficult to the staff to manage the document on time. The staff, especially on operation department, must struggle to settle it by day. In terms of the driver, they must follow SOP or stand for standard operating procedures regarding the times that set by the customer, and at the same time they must ensure they to meet the customer demand. The next challenges that I face is about the difficulty updating the information into the system. As we know, technology is one of the essential for the all organization to ensure the management runs smoothly. So for this company, we need to update the shipment by using two systems, especially for the escort department, which is the SQL system and also Unity Cloud. It's quite complicated to complete the task in that period. So I guess it's very difficult and to the staff to make it on this time. Delay document is also the challenges that faced by the company and also to me, because it's also one of the problem when driver doesn't want to send document within the required period. So many document we need to had to delay due to this. There are some attitudes of the driver who are less responsible for documentation after completing the shipment. They always keep it and the document at their lorries and make it difficult to us to complete our task. So because of it, we just received a complaint from the top management for the delay by sending through the via the email and also face to face to us and complain it to sending the document to them. Last but not least, of the challenges that I face is also about the overtime due to lack of the staff. Due to this issue, the staff had to work overtime to complete work until it was completed, especially when or during the closing week. It's very quite difficult to us to complete it as soon as possible. When they have lack of staff in the organization, it causes we need to have work overtime and do various jobs at once in a period. As such as it's possibly to cause the document received by the account department to have any problem and maybe makes the staff have to bear risk of the delay document and the lack for sending document to them. Okay, for the next part is about contribution to the organization. As you can see on this slide, I already provide some idea to improve the performance in the organization. I also provide some idea to them to manage the documentation more systematic. And I'm so glad because they accept and approve my suggestion to give and they gave to me to plan and handle it. So I guess it was my contribution to the organization that I give to them. I already prepare and make it a file that sorting document and separating based on the handover, refer by date and separating it by each department, such as local and also outstation after they do their shipment. Not only that, if you can see on this slide, I will give some idea or opinion to change the style of the design regarding for the palette based on their length, weight and also height. And I'm very happy because they approved by Mr. Liang as monitoring staff of my opinion. For my next contribution, of course, we need to help staff manage all the driver document. For me, I also manage and contribute to help them to settle down the document. As I mentioned before, I'm willing to work overtime and to make it the task is finish and also complete at the same day. My last contribution to the organization is about I will create a specific area to separate document. As you can see, I already prepare some box and design and label it based on their document, like form, recycled paper that they want to use after this, and also cancel about all anything the documentation that reject or no need to use after this. Create the specific area to them because I want they easy to find out what document that do they want. The next slide about suggestion. So I just suggest towards the organization, they must implement a more effective of the system regarding the documentation especially. So my suggestion is to improve the customer performance is that SKL should implement a special or the specific system for each division. For example, before this, SKL used two systems in one equal period to key in all the details, especially for the escort part, based on the DO received from the driver. After that, SKL also used the SQL system that I mentioned before to print out the DO escort. So it take a long time to settle it. Then they need to open one more system to fill out in the details according to the items in the system. So this line causes the staff needs to take a long time to prepare for a job involving the escort division. With a complete system that I suggest before, it can reduce the time to do another work and also improve staff performance. The next suggestion, which is provide incentive to the best employees or staff. Okay, for the next, SKL needs to give and some appreciation or awards, such as giving bonus or certificates to the staff who shows their performance and by the company KPIs, and also follow the KPI that set by the organization. This also allows them to be more motivated and determined to work well. Not only that, it also provides encouragement and opportunities for another staff to complete healthily by showing their performance in carry out their duties. Last but not least, my suggestion is hire more staff because we know that more staff is required to ensure the company run efficiency. Lack of the staff will cause the company produce or the operate to decrease, and to make it the KPI will low. If the SKL hires more staff, they can improve the internal management, especially in the company too. They can divide the staff into certain tasks and division, so that the staff will not mix up their tasks and maybe less their mistake in finishing their tasks. So I guess it's very important and essential for the company to have more staff, because it can make the company run smoothly and effective. Next slide about added value or value added. First, I attach about the generous attitude. They are very generous to share certainties and also their knowledge with others. So far what I can see, this company or the organization have staff who have a very good attitude and can be practiced by us, as well as being a good example to all. This also allows us to strengthen between the various races. For example, they always spend their money, their food, make farewell parties, and provide all the necessities to other staff in this or the department. Like that, the value added that they have is about discipline. As we know, discipline is the key to the success of an organization. Having high discipline helps train a person to be more disciplined and follow the rules in terms of the organization, in terms of their SOP and KPI. For example, SKL is very careful and concerned with their staff KPIs in terms of their dress code, attire, working time, task completion period, and so forth. It's about the teamwork. Teamwork should be practiced for each individual. It ensures that the work's performance can be saved time as well as the work is productively. SKL also they strongly practice the attitude of working in a team. For example, during this MCO, even if the employees have to be divided to their work in the office and work from home, they will do the same as usual without fail. So the operation division also mainly take turns to monitor the driver, making the shipment to completion. This gives us add value to practice in the future. And last but not least, we know that the relation is very important. So SKL also have a good customer service. We know that the relation with other can strengthen and provide the benefit, especially for the tour organization. It can also help organization to move on and move forward like other countries. This value is also important and crucial element in ensuring to maintain their business relationship to time. So SKL takes great concern towards their customer, and in other words meets customer demand, and because of it and the organization can maintain each their achievement and become a stable organization advance in the country. So that's all from me. Thank you.